Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in today. We are whipping out this beauty. The Virtue Safe Flying Club M500. And we're going to wait for a few of our friends here this morning to do some flying in the Rocky Mountains. Not exactly the best weather this morning. It's going to be a mixed bag. We're going to start, it's going to be very marginal weather to start out, and then it should clear up once we get over closer to Eagle County and then eventually to Rifle along our route. So we'll take a look at that real quick. You'll see we're departing out of Salida. We're very marginal here. We're going to fly over here. We're going to fly over Leadville, also very marginal. But as we come around, it clears up more once we get to Eagle and Rifle. So that's
cinnamon buns for breakfast.
Cinnamon buns for breakfast, indeed. Thank you, Good Fixins, for your 34-month resubscription. That is a long time, my friend. 34 months. Thank you so much for your continued support to the channel, for the work that you do as an admin on the Virtue Safe Flying Club. It is all very much appreciated. So good morning, welcome. Hopefully you're flying with us this morning. Again, we are going to be departing out of Salida, and we're going to be flying the valley over to Rifle. This is Morning in the Mountains, Virtue Safe Flying Club event. There is going to be a giveaway this morning for Virtue Safe Flying Club members to participate. One lucky winner is going to win a prize, but here's the banner for the event this morning so you guys can get a good look at it. Again, if you're not already in the Virtue Safe Flying Club, you should get involved, because Joopy Bear 4638, you've been streaming for 51 minutes. Well, nice. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by to this channel. Gonna be getting started here momentarily with the Virtue Safe Flying Club event. The briefing's at 9, so we've got about 25 minutes until briefing time. I am going to get my airplane started before the briefing. That way it's just one less thing I have to do after the briefing. Because I do also kind of want to lead the pack today for this flight. So this is the FSR Piper M500. So the Flight Sim Reborn Piper M500. I've got a custom livery made by our good buddy Zach Bartig. Virtue Safe Flying Club, November 124 Mike Charlie livery. So she is a beauty. Can't decide what to take going in the C414. I think Connor Nix is also going in the 414. That's probably not a bad idea, Good Fixins. It's probably not a bad idea at all. So again, I'm going to get this airplane started in about 5 to 10 minutes, roughly. I'm going to start the airplane because I'm going to get it started and running. Then I'm going to do the briefing for the club, and then we'll get the show on the road to Rifle. Now, club members have the option to stop at any of the airports along the route, which is Central Colorado Regional, Lake County, which is Leadville, Eagle County, Glenwood Springs are all available. I am going to go a straight shot. This is going to be a pretty quick flight for me, chat, and then the rest of it's going to be spent just paying attention to what everyone else is doing in the club, building up the list for the giveaway, and then obviously doing the giveaway. So that's where we're at. So it's going to be a short stream for me. A lot of it's just going to be me getting the airplane set up, doing the briefing, some talking, and then actually doing the quick flight over. We are going to be doing a little bit of scud running on the front end, as you can see, which is a pretty dangerous thing to do up in the mountains. But we are going to give it a shot in our FSR 500. And we've got all the appropriate de-icing, anti-icing that we're going to need to kind of get through this garbage weather that we're going to be dealing with on the front end here. And hopefully we won't crash into the side of a mountain. So that's really going to be the goal of the stream here, is to not crash into the side of a mountain. So we'll see how it goes. This is also my first stream since accumulating 1,000 followers on Twitch. So everyone that is a follower to the channel, thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I never thought I would have over 1,000 followers on Twitch. When I first started the channel, I didn't think we were going to have over 700 members in the Virtue Safe Flying Club. But look at us. We are out here doing it, chat. Great things are happening in the Flight Sim community, the VATSIM community, the Virtue Safe Flying Club community. So general aviation is definitely the way to go. And we're here to have fun. We're here having a good time, and that's what we're doing. A little bit of snow coming down here in Salida. Again, visibility is going to be a little rough So it is going to be a bit of a tricky start to the flight this morning. You can see some of the snow starting to stick already to the ground in the sim here. A little bit of frosted tips on the grass. That's kind of a cool visual. So we'll definitely have a bit of an interesting start to the flight this morning. It should be, if we can get through the scud rutting part without crashing into a mountain. On the back end, it should clear up quite nicely for us. By the time we get into rifle, it should be VFR, no problems, one way or the other. But I think a lot of the entertainment looks like it's going to be on the front end of the stream once we get through with the briefing. So once we get through the briefing at 9 a.m. this morning, that's when really things will start to kind of kick off here. Looks like we have 10 people so far that have put up the mountain symbol, which is the symbol, or the mountain reaction, I should say, which is the reaction I put into the flying club for what to do to acknowledge, excuse me, it is early in the morning, chat, to acknowledge what we're doing today, what we're doing this morning. Also, we're using real-world CTAF frequencies. The CTAF frequency for Salida, or Salida, I don't know if it's Salida or Salida. I'm going to go with Salida. It's probably the correct answer. The CTAF for Salida is 122.7. So I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to do this off screen the GT Doodle way. I'm going to make sure my COM1 is tuned to 122.7. We don't have my airplane turned on yet, so I'm not going to hear anything. We got a little bit of spam in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and ban that. Let's go ahead and ban the spam. Let's go ahead and block. Yep, there we go. Did it work? Did it block them? Yep, okay, good. Spam, I'm going to report them next. Spam, next. Spam. Submit report. Close. Okay, very good. Thank you. I put in a report too, just for the kicks, thanks. Alright, cool, cool. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get this thing started, chat, before we have to do this briefing. So I'm going to open up the manual for the FSR500. I'm going to do it. It's going to be on my second monitor, so you guys aren't going to see it all the way. I will briefly show you guys. So here's the checklist that I'm going to be following. So I'm going to follow the checklists. I'm going to read it off and do it pretty much as I'm doing it. So passengers are boarded, doors are closed and latched, all electrical switches off, climate controls off, circuit breakers all pushed in, ECS cabin comfort is off, parking brake is on. I did all this, by the way, setting up beforehand. Bleed air is off, power lever is idle, condition lever is idle. Emergency switch we're going to turn on. We should have our PFD come to life. So we'll check that it does, and it does. We'll go off. So that's the emergency switch works. We're going to turn our nav light on. We're going to turn our battery master switch on. Our flaps are retracted. Fuel gauges, check the quantity and the balance. They're good. Oil temperature, all that is looking good. We got to do the fire detection test. Sounds like it's working properly. Alright, battery voltage 24 to 26. We got 25.4. Manual, fuel pumps to manual. And ignitions to manual. Prop area clear. Clear left, clear right. We're clear. Clear prop. We're going to go ahead and push to start. We're going to wait till this stabilizes. And then we'll introduce the condition lever. That right there is a good start. Starter button should come off, which it does on its own. Oil pressure should be rising. Everything's good. Alright, starter cut off. Yep, should be stable above 63. We're pretty much right there. Got generator, alternator on. Fuel pump switches go to auto. Ignition comes off. Oil pressure, PSI 113, that is good. Alright, so now the next checklist is going to be avionics on. We're going to press enter on this guy right here. Cast messages, consider any illuminated. We're good right now. Autopilot check. On, checked, off. Good there. Pitot heat on, off. Good. Taxi recog lights on. Cabin climate controls as required, so we need to go, let's go low, on. Set it to my normal setting with a touch higher since it's a little cold out there. This is going to come to normal. Flaps trim, we got to do all that. So the flaps we don't need. We need our rudder trim to come right for takeoff. About 2.5 is what I usually set it at. That's in the green. The pitch trim is set for takeoff. Altimeters set. 2991. And since the weather is going to be really bad here, we're just going to have to, we're going to probably do most of this hand flown, at least to start, and kind of get to the autopilot down the road, chat. So I'm not really worried so much about the flight director on the front end of this trip, but we'll just set a couple things for now. Eventually I'm going to get up to 11.5, so I'm going to put that in the window. But again, we're going to be kind of hand flying, scud running for the first little bit, so we're not going to worry about that too much, alright? So let's see. We got to do the stall warning test.
Stall.
All right, we're gonna run it up here. So let me go ahead and do the run up right here while we're sitting here with the parking brake on. I got to try and get the prop to 1900 as close as I can. Viking Gaming, thanks for coming in today. That's gonna probably be too much. Let me pull it back. Alright, that's going to be pretty damn close right there, so we'll do the prop governor test. Should see that RPM drop. Sure does. We'll release it. RPM should come back. Sure is. We'll go idle. Reverse lockout, so we're going to make sure that we're locked out of reverse. So I put into beta. And nothing. Now if I put it into beta, it goes into beta. Alright, very good. That's more or less all we need to do for the run-up. We also have to take the generator switch off, make sure the alternator takes it, which it does, and then we turn the generator back on, and they should be split again, which they are. I'm going to turn the pitot heat on now, just so I don't forget. I'm also going to put my... that's it for now. Once we start taxiing, I'll kind of worry about everything else on the next checklist, which is just going to be turning the rest of the stuff on and verifying what we've already done. So we're pretty much good there. I'm going to put rifle... Whoops, I didn't mean to activate the ALT. Sorry, everybody. That was funny. We're going to put rifle in here, just for reference. What time is it? We got 15 minutes till the briefing, so we got a little bit of time. So KRIF. Or I'm sorry, RIL. RIL is the identifier for rifle. And again, this is just going to be... I'm not going to follow the pink line, obviously, but just for reference in terms of distance and how far we have to go to eventually get there. And we are fired away. Got some of our flying club members starting to show up on the ramp. I see 5 of us on the ground right now. You can see we're pretty much ready to go, chat. We're just going to be waiting now for a briefing. And I'm going to actually kill the volume of the sim once it's time for the briefing. So I'm not going to do that yet. But when the briefing time comes, I'm going to kill the volume to the sim so I can go through the briefing this morning. Damn, that's such a good looking livery. I really appreciate that Zach put this livery together for me. You can see it's definitely not the greatest conditions out there. We got a lot of the rain being blown by the prop along the windscreen there. That's a pretty good visual. It's kind of neat. So, rain, snow. I think it's snow actually. What is it? It's Salida right now. It is light snow, mist, a few clouds at 900, broken 1,900. So yeah, we're gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a bit of a scud until we get past Leadville and closer to Eagle. And now even Rifle has kind of gone down a little bit. Rifle is down to broken at 1,600. So it's gonna be that kind of event. It's gonna be that kind of event. I gotta blow my nose, chat. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, it definitely helps to have vPilot going if you want to be connected to the VATSIM network. Good fixins. That definitely is a necessity. No question about that. Let's see, we've had 10 people react so far to the good morning post that I made for the attendance and all that. Let's see how many people we'll get. Good morning, good morning. Are you there? Is there anybody in the Discord? Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hey, there you are.
Hey, cool. Morning.
Morning. Briefing will be started in about 10 minutes, roughly. Why is my computer clock always off by like a minute?
Try turning it off and back on again.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna turn it off and back on. The automatic time thing, but it feels like my computer somehow always bleeds like some time over time. It's really weird. Not something you would expect from a well-built computer, but this thing is starting to get old.
How does it not automatically synchronize itself to, like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to like force it to automatically synchronize itself. It's really weird. Because it's off. I can see it. It's off by a minute now versus my phone, which obviously my phone is getting whatever its government time is. It's very strange.
What are you flying, Mike? My X-plane thing seems to think you were Pilatus.
M500. It's pretty close.
Oh, close enough. And what else? I think I see a couple of twin Cessnas.
What are you in?
A Marchetti SF260.
Marchetti. That's fancy.
I don't know if it can actually make it to 12.5, but if it can't, no big deal. I'll just hit a mountain.
That's encouraging.
I think it should be fine just off of raw horsepower. No force induction, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, we're going to have a briefing for the Virtue Safe Flying Club at about 9 minutes, chat, so thanks for hanging with us. I've got the airplane started, ready to go. We will taxi out once the time comes after we provide the club members with their briefing this morning. I'm going to go ahead and start the event in the Discord. Almost time, chat. I don't see any ice being accumulated on the aircraft yet. Nothing on the windscreen either, so it's just snow. But when the time comes, we will turn all the anti-ice, de-ice stuff on before to take off. Just to be safe. God, this livery is beautiful. It is amazing. See the sun trying to peek through the clouds here in the mountains this morning. Again, if you're just joining the stream, welcome. Good morning. This is the Virtue Safe Flying Club Morning in the Mountains event. We are going to take off out of Salida. We are going to fly north along the valley, pass over Buena Vista, pass over Leadville, wrap around, pass over Eagle, and then make our way over to Rifle is going to be our final destination this morning on the VATSIM network. I will be briefing Virtue Safe Flying Club members here in just a minute or two. And by minute or two, I mean about 6 minutes. Looks like we got 6 Flying Club members currently in the briefing channel. I see 7 Flying Club members, including myself, on the ground in Salida. So we do have a decent handful of us out here this morning who woke up. Sparker and VR, thanks for coming in today. Good morning. There is a giveaway associated with the Virtue Safe Flying Club event this morning, so you do have to be a Flying Club member participating to be eligible, but I'm giving away a $25 gift card, and really it's actually a combination of Earl Williams and Rob Sherman Jr., aka Slant Alpha Adventures, that is doing the giveaway. Slant Alpha did a bracket challenge for the March Madness, and Earl ended up being the big winner of that bracket challenge. And Earl was very generous to donate half of his winnings to the Flying Club in the form of 2 separate $25 gift cards. So there'll be 1 gift card given away today, and then there is an event on May 22nd that is going to be called Hop on a Train, that I'm going to be running in conjunction with Slant Alpha Adventures and the virtual Atlanta ARTCC during their event that they have on that evening, Wednesday, May 22nd. And we are going to do the other half of the giveaway that was gifted to us. So that is where the money is coming from on these particular giveaways for the Flying Club this time around. So I appreciate them for their contributions to the Flying Club. We got about 8 minutes, 5 minutes until the briefing, and I was going to say 8, but now there's 9 people in the briefing room of the Flying Club in the event voice channel of the Discord. Again, if you're not already a Virtue Safe Flying Club member, this is kind of what the Discord looks like. We've got our chats, we've got our events all listed here. Our next event after this one is going to be on May 4th in the evening, hosted by one of our other Virtue Safe Flying Club admin. We share a bunch of pictures with each other. It's great stuff. We've got our voice channels here. You can see everyone starting to line up in the event's voice channel as well. So if you're not already a member of the Flying Club, you enjoy general aviation flying, and you're a VATSIM member, you should really get involved. Pop the link up again to the Discord there in case you're curious and interested. Again, you do need to be a VATSIM member to join. That is the only stipulation. We're always happy to have more members joining us for events like we have here this morning, which now we have 10 people that have filed in this morning to the briefing channel. Snow is just very, very light snow right now coming down in Salida. And again, I will kill the volume on my sim when I go to do the briefing. I'm also going to put the briefing material in. So here's the briefing material, so we'll get to that in just a second. I'm actually just going to go ahead and kill the sound in the sim now. So we'll get a little piece of quiet. Ooh. Just like that. While we get set up here and get ready for the briefing in a few minutes.
Morning.
So we'll go ahead and put this
Just a
on the
real quick
screen
question.
here.
I see the weather is not looking too good in real, so I'm assuming with the setting and everything, you see clear skies.
So I am going to attempt the real weather and do a little bit of scud running. However, yes, you do have the option to manually set the sim. You just have to remember to keep the winds, pressure, and temperature have to be the real world wind, pressure, and temperature. You can adjust the ceiling and adjust the conditions otherwise. That's just the VATSIM rule. So if you do that, you're more than welcome to change it to make it a little bit more VFR friendly.
Sounds good. I'm gonna try and do some scud running as well, but yeah, it looks pretty low today.
It'll be entertaining.
I hear that.
Is it snowing there?
A little bit of light snow in Salida.
Raining and X-Plane, as expected.
You would think they'd have figured a fix for that already.
Well, it's coming. Soon.
Since
That's
it's
what they
raining
keep
and
saying.
not snowing, it's a good thing they don't model freezing, do they?
Oh, they sure do.
Oh, they absolutely do.
So,
So
it's
I'm gonna have to
adorable.
adjust. I'm gonna have to adjust my weather, or I will be crashing about 10 minutes after I take off with ice on the wings.
Yeah, I had to delete out the cloud layers. X-Rain 12, gotta love it.
Oh, 12. I'm still running 11.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
good.
don't. Yeah.
If you haven't already, the briefing's going to start in about 40 seconds-ish, but if you haven't already, make sure to read and acknowledge the message in the temporary attendance channel. And we'll be getting started here momentarily.
Check 1, 2, 2, 1.
Loud and clear. Alright, chat, it's almost time. As soon as it hits 9, a couple seconds here, there it is. Alright, good morning, everybody. It is 9 o'clock in the Eastern Time Zone. Thanks for coming in today. Let's go ahead and get started on the briefing here. Welcome to Morning in the Mountains. As we already were discussing here a little bit, the weather is a little bit marginal, to put it friendly. I mean, technically it is marginal and not IFR, which is good. So we'll be doing a little bit of scud running this morning if you're using real weather. If you decide you do not want to use real weather, that's fine. You can adjust the sim manually. Just remember, you need wind, temperature, and altimeters need to be all real world. You can adjust the ceilings and precipitation, as necessary in the sim beyond that to maintain within the VATSIM code of conduct. But otherwise, whichever way you want to do it, that's fine. If you are planning to do it via the scud run like I am, just know that right now Salida is showing calm winds, 10 miles, light snow, a few clouds at 1,400, so it is getting a little bit better. Scattered 2,000, overcast 4,900. Buena Vista broken at 4,200. Leadville is going to be the most interesting part probably right now. It's only 4 miles, few clouds at 1,000, broken 3,100 there, so that should be very entertaining. Once you get out towards like Eagle County though and Rifle, it looks like everything's kind of clearing up mostly there. So once you get to that part of the trip, I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor in terms of the weather. So yeah, again, leaving it up to you guys how you want to do it, but that's kind of the weather. So the actual idea of the event, we are all going to take off out of Salida as a starting point, and we are going to all finish in Rifle. Now what you do along the way in terms of stops is up to you, but the route is all going to be the same. We're all going to fly north. Give me 1 second here. We're all going to fly northbound in the valley, up over Buena Vista. You could stop there if you wish. We'll keep following the Arkansas River up to past Leadville. It'll bring us through Tennessee Pass and up and around, eventually to Eagle River. And then we'll follow and fly over Eagle and make our way to Rifle. So that path is the same path that everyone is going to be following. Now, if you want to stop along the way, I have given you guys the option of 4 fields that you could stop along the way before then getting to Rifle, which is Central Colorado Regional, Lake County, which is Leadville, Eagle County, and Glenwood Springs. Those are the 4 airports that will be appropriate for stops if you wish along the route. Now keep in mind, if you want to be eligible for the giveaway, the cutoff time is 11:30 Eastern. That's 15:30 Zulu. That's a hard cutoff time because as soon as this event is over, 11:30, I'm doing the drawing right then and there with the list that I have. We'll pick a winner, and then I got to get going because I'm going to be going to my grandfather's 90th birthday party this afternoon. So that's why it is a very hard cut this morning. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have the appropriate required attendance information in the channel. And you have to be honest. You have to already be on the ground at Rifle by 11:30, no later. So make sure you plan your stops accordingly because you don't want to. Maybe you're not going to have time to hit up every airport if you're on a slower aircraft because you might not make it in time for that 11:30. So keep that in mind. And then make sure you make the post after you land in Rifle. Obviously, I'm going to be paying attention to VATSPY and keeping an eye on you guys to make sure that everyone's doing things properly. So that way the drawing, as always, will be fair. A big thank you to. It's kind of a combination. So Rob Sherman Jr. Is really going to be the one. Whoever wins is going to be talking to Rob Sherman Jr. He's going to be the one coordinating, giving you the money because it's going to be coming from him. But it's also really a gift from Earl Williams, who can't join us this morning. I talked to him. He's going to be in church this morning. So he gifted this as part of his gift that he got from Rob. Rob Sherman Jr. had done a bracket challenge for March Madness. Earl won the bracket challenge, and he's donated half of that to the Flying Club. So we're doing 2 different giveaways. We're doing the one $25 gift card giveaway for this event. There's an event coming up May 22nd that's also going to have more of that gift from Earl Williams / Rob Sherman Jr. So again, whoever ends up winning the drawing, I'm going to put you in contact with Rob Sherman Jr. He's going to be the one that's going to give you the actual gift card. So we'll worry about that with whoever wins in terms of private messaging Rob Sherman and all that. But make sure if you see them in the Discord or if you end up in Slant Alpha stream and you end up being the winner, make sure to give a thank you to them. Either Rob or Earl or both of them for being the ones to provide the giveaway this morning. In terms of the actual terrain, you guys know it's mountainous. It's going to be fun if you are doing the scud running. Try not to hit a mountain. You guys have a general idea of the path. I'm sure you guys all have a plan on what you want to do in terms of any stops. Once I do conclude this briefing, I'm going to be the first one to depart. So just everybody is going to follow 124 Mike Charlie to the end of the runway there. We are going to use runway 6 because the wind is calm and the preferred runway for departure is runway 6 out of Salida. So plan on using runway 6. Of course, we're in the VATSIM CTAF trial, so use the real-world CTAF at all the fields. If someone actually pops up on Eagle County Tower, then if you plan on landing there, that's great. Make sure you talk to the tower. But there's currently no one online for that right now, so use the real-world CTAF frequencies since VATSIM is doing the trial right now. Any questions about the event? Anything I said?
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's so he actually turns 90, I think, on May 10th. But we're just having. I think the reason why we're having the party today is because I think this is when most of my family was actually available to do so. So, even still, 90 is pretty impressive. All right, if there are no questions, we're going to get started. Like I said, just hang tight for a second, guys. I'm going to be the first one to go here. So listen up on the frequency for 124 Mike Charlie. I think I'm the one that's parked closest to runway 6 anyway, so I think that works out kind of perfectly. And if you're not already connected, make sure you connect. Make sure you do file a VFR flight plan so everyone can see that we're the Virtuous A Flying Club, and maybe they'll be interested in joining us. Be like, what are those crazy guys doing in the mountains this morning? That sounds like fun. Just a good way to advertise the club. So I'll see you guys in the air and on frequency. Alright, chat, let's do it. Salida traffic. Meridian 124, Mike Charlie, taxi, runway 6. Salida. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this to manual, landing light's going to come on, strobe light's going to come on. Again, we're going to turn all the heaters on just to be safe for the initial departure out of here since it is below freezing and it is precipitating on us.
traffic to assist now.
I like how the next ride is on, but it's not really showing anything. That just shows you how light this precipitation is that we actually are experiencing right now. So, and again, I'm going to start with the autopilot off. I'm going to hand fly initially here, so I'm not really worried about the flight director. I'm actually just going to turn the flight director off to start, chat, and we're just going to kind of scud run it out. Maybe I'll turn the autopilot on later if the weather clears up, but if we're starting with the scud run, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be going with autopilot. So we're going to have to do everything manually here, by the book. Or I shouldn't say by the book, but old school maybe is the better way to put it. Run-up's done, everything else is done. We've got everything is turned on. The checklists are all complete. I do need to check the flight controls.
Behind, however this works out.
And the runway is clear, the final is clear. Let's go ahead and go flying. Salida traffic, Meridian 124, my Charlie is departing runway 6. It'll be a left crosswind departure to the north. Salida. Let's try not to crash into a mountain this morning, chat.
Behind me, I'm going to pull off for a run up. If you don't need to do one, feel free to pass me.
Copy that. I'll send you.
Positive rate, gear up. Clear left. We'll make our left crosswind departure to the valley. Salida traffic, Meridian 124, Mike Charlie departing the area to the north, Salida. Into the valley we go. Let's go. Auto. Off. Keep the landing light on just for safety. I think we are going to keep all the ice stuff on because we are going to be in this precipitation and cold temperatures the whole way. Speed-wise, we'll watch our speed here. We don't want to go over 180. And we'll keep it low. We do need to climb up a little bit more actually though here, so let's get some power back in. We'll climb up a little bit more. We can get up a little bit more because the ceiling is allowing it. Take as much altitude as the weather's going to give us this morning.
Salida traffic 116 X-ray Victor's run up complete. Next in line now, taking over.
Look at that view off the left. The clouds, the mountains. This is going to be entertaining. Alright, we're going to shoot for him to fly right over Buena Vista. And again, I'm not making any stops along the way here, chat, so we're just going to be shooting over all those other fields that were discussed in the briefing, and we're just going to make it a straight shot to rifle this morning. This way I can handle all of the administrative stuff regarding the event in terms of the giveaway a little bit easier, especially when it gets closer to 11:30.
Salida traffic, November 3 runway, clear the area. Mark to the north. Salida.
Right now it looks like we're able to get up pretty high for the moment. Like I said, we'll take as much altitude as the sim is willing to give us for the time being. Eventually we need to get up somewhere close to 11,500 feet for the Tennessee Pass, so if I can get all the way up there I'm going to take it. But we'll see how the weather kind of progresses the closer, especially when we get closer to Leadville. That's going to be where I expect things to kind of come back down and we might have to descend a little bit closer to being into the actual mountains themselves. So that's where it's going to be potentially a little bit more interesting this morning.
Leader traffic, Twin Comanche, Charlie Golf, Golf Romeo, Sierra is on the roll, runway 6, via VFR left crosswind departure to north, Toledo.
Old School Mike 53, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Leader traffic, Twin Cessna 114.
Appreciate you stopping by the stream. I hope you are able to pick up on some of the things you're looking to feel more comfortable with before joining us. You should definitely make sure to join us for an event, though, soon, my friend. And I appreciate the follow. Look at this beauty of an airplane, which, again, our good buddy Zach was the one that created this livery for us. This will eventually, once he's finished, because he hasn't finished it completely. He's still working on the interior. He said he was going to do something with the interior. So this is just the exterior version of it so far. Once he is finished with the interior, this livery should become available to the Virtue to Safe Flying Club members.
Leader traffic, Golf, Golf Romeo, Sierra is
So
in the left
hopefully
turn.
he'll be able to
Keep
kind of
right
work on
here
that
to the
soon
north,
and get the
Toledo.
interior finished, so that way I can give it a release so that other Virtue to Safe Flying Club members will then also be able to use this livery. But he said he was still working on that, so for now it's just the exterior is beautiful though, so we're using it in the time being until it can become publicly available to the Flying Club members. We're going to hold 10.5 here, I think, chat, or I'm going to try my best to hold about 10.5 here. So this is what I'm going to do, actually, chat. I'm going to go, since I have a little bit of the luxury, I'm going to go autopilot on, I'm going to go heading, I'm going to go just altitude right where I'm at. Because I'm not worried so much about the fact that it's not exactly 10.5. Because it's still going to be a little bit of scud running here. When we get a little bit closer... Good morning. Thanks for coming in today. When it gets a little bit closer to having to make some moves, we'll disconnect the autopilot and go back to manual.
Leader traffic, Twin Cessna 114, stop at departing runway.
You can see a little bit more snow up ahead here. So we just flew over Buena Vista, actually. So you can see Buena Vista right there. So we just overflew that. We're going to continue up the mountains.
Leader traffic, Charlie Golf Lima 6, sorry, lining up runway 6, Buena.
Continue up the mountains here, and eventually we're going to pass over Leadville. So we should be, yeah, we're good altitude-wise, I believe, at 10.3. I don't want to go too much higher because you can see how it kind of looks like it's getting lower right here. So I don't want to go too much higher than this. We're clear of the land, and that's all we're worried about right now, is just being clear in this valley. So maybe I do want to come up, though, just a tiny, tiny bit. Maybe get it to 10.5, so I'm going to go vertical speed. See if I can hold maybe 10,500 feet with the autopilot. And again, I'll take the autopilot off when necessary if we have to here, but we use it while we can. Oh man, we are definitely lower than the mountains on our left and on our right. We are squarely in the valley.
Departing runway 6, left crosswind departure. Leader traffic, 114 was pop departing the area to the north, last call, leader.
And since we are going to scud run right over Leadville, I'm going to go put Leadville's CTAF frequency in, and we'll make a call on there just in case to let them know we're going to be overflying the field at only about 1,000 feet up top. So it's 122.8. I'm sorry, for Leadville it's it is 122.8 for Leadville. So we'll go to 122.8. I'm going to do it the cheatsy doodle way right here. And when we get a little bit closer to Leadville, we'll make a call just for safety, in case anybody happens to be around there, to let them know we're going to be overflying the field at less than 1,000 feet over the field to avoid weather. Although it looks like it looks clearing up a little bit here, at least in this particular area. That's a good view right there, huh? A little lake action. It's gonna be, I don't know, there's no name on that lake on the sectional, but then you got the Twin Lakes Reservoir that's coming up here off the left front. So that'll be nice to see when we get there. So again, Leadville's at 9,934, so at 10.5, we're only going to be 500 feet over the field, which is why we're going to make the call and say that we're going to be passing over the field at only about 500 feet. M. Stein, thanks for coming in today. Good morning. I see 5 in the air and 6 still on the ground for departure. So nice little group that we got flying out this morning. Leadville traffic, good morning. Meridian 124 Mike Charlie is about 5 miles to the south of the field. We're planning on overflying the field only about 500 feet off the deck, just passing from south to north, Leadville. Rouse House, good morning. Thanks for coming in today. I hope you will be joining us this morning. I know you may have missed the briefing, but if you are awake and alert, you're not too late to get the flight in time. You have until 11:30 a.m. Eastern to get a flight in and be eligible for the prize that is being given away for the event this morning, which is the $25 gift card courtesy of our good buddy Rob Sherman Jr. See, the weather is starting to dip here a little bit right in front of us. We're going to see if we're below these clouds or if we're going to end up being in these clouds. It's going to be tough to tell, to be quite honest with you, chat. So we're going to have to wait and see just a little bit longer here before we might have to click the autopilot off and kind of get even closer to the ground here. Yeah, any Flying Club members that are watching me stream, even if you missed the briefing, still plenty of time to join the event this morning. You just have to get your departure out of Salida and your arrival into Rifle done completely before 11:30 Eastern. So you got about 2 hours. Got about 2 hours to get it done to be eligible for the drawing. Looks like we're going to have some precipitation to come into up here. Leadville traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie, overflying the field 500 feet above field elevation, south to north. Transitioning Leadville. You're going to see Leadville coming up here just off our right front. You can see right out there, actually. So we're a little off the field. Thanks for the lag, Sim. We're a little off the field to the left, but you can see it right there. Looks like it's all covered in snow. You can see just how low we are to the ground when the field is right there. Oh, you're killing me, lag. Work with me, Sim. Work with me. The field is going to disappear, actually, it looks like, almost behind those trees. You can see how close to the ground we are, is kind of the point that I'm trying to make. Slag is going to kill me. That's a better view. Almost looks like we're kind of level with the field, even though we're 500 feet above what the elevation is of the field. So we're in here. We are in the valley. Make no mistake, we are full scud. And we will also have to make calls on the CTAF for Eagle if we do end up having to go into the Delta. Although I think the weather kind of clears up beyond that, so I'm not too worried about once we get over towards Eagle County about having to worry about being too low to the ground anymore once it kind of lifts up. But we are going to fly it through a little bit of snow here, it looks like, in front of us. And we do have to get up a little bit. This pass that we're going to be going through is 10,424. So at 10.5, that's not going to cut it. So we need to get up at least another 500 feet. So I'm going to try and get up to 11,000 at least. So I know I'm going to be at least 500 feet clear of the highest point through this pass. And the visibility is not going to be great. Now you can see the Twin Lake reservoirs over here. Very beautiful. Yeah, a little interesting scud running in a turboprop. You're not wrong. This is definitely not normal. Definitely not normal. Let's put it that way. Not something you would normally do, but we're doing it because it's fun and entertaining. So maybe 11 is about, I think 11 might be about as high as we're going to get here. We're coming into a little bit of weather here. We're going to be high enough off of the deck. Should be, as long as we hit the pass just right. That's going to be the other factor, is how good am I going to be finding where the actual pass is. I think we have to come a little bit to the right almost. This is a little sketchy. I'm going to try and get to 11.5. See if we can get to 11.5 here, chat. This is going to be real close to the ground at 11. Yeah, not much clearance there, so we'll try and get up to 11.5 here. I'm going to get this thing to go a little bit faster. Let's get up to 11.5. I think I got to come a little bit. It looks like the pass kind of is more this way, so I'm going to come to the right a little bit. A little bit harder here, because you can kind of see where the valley then kind of shoots to the left. I think I'm high enough going in this direction to the terrain right now where I'm at 11.5. I should be okay. Actually, I'll adjust my altimeter to make sure I'm good here. So yeah, I should be clear. Yeah, looks like I'll be good, and then I can shoot to the left. You can see kind of now where the valley is through this pass. So I should be able to come back left here. Let me make sure I'm not clipping any trees in this left turn. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. Looks like the weather's kind of clearing out for us just the way we need it to. So we'll come ahead around here and make this left turn now up the pass. And definitely...
2765.
Alright, yeah, so if anybody's planning on landing at Eagle, you need to be aware that Denver Center would be controlling the Class Delta for Eagle County on 2765. That is the only controlled field that we have to worry about on this trip. So just keep that in mind if you were planning on stopping at Eagle. Or if you do have to cross over the Delta, the Class Delta at Eagle goes up to 9,100 feet. Which we shouldn't have if we're able to stay at 11.5 here.
There's also a Delta at Aspen if you want to stop there, so you'll have to be aware of that.
But it's at the top of the Eagle County Delta is 9.1, so easy to go over.
Yeah, so at 11.5, and then when we turn west, chat, we're actually going to be at 10.5 to be appropriate VFR going to the west. But even at 10.5, we'll be able to be well over that 9,100 for the Class Delta for Eagle. So we're not going to be too worried about airspace. We're going to be off ATC the whole way here. In fact, I am going to switch over to what will eventually be the CTAF frequency for a rifle, which I don't have to switch anything because the CTAF frequency of rifle is 1 to 2.8, and I'm already on 22.8, so we're good there. So So we'll just keep following the valley here now up and to the left, and eventually that'll bring us out and through to a much bigger opening that will then eventually get us closer towards Eagle. And you can kind of see you're going to follow this path, looking at our map here. And we've had some kind of weather around us, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we've been able to stay perfectly VFR even through the valley here. So I have been able to get through the valley at 11.5 without too much issues going north. This guy might be a little interesting. We'll have to wait and see when we come up there with that little bit of snow that's there. Keep going to slightly to our left here now to follow the river. Like I said, this is a little interesting. Maybe I'm going to try and come down a little bit now that since we were a little bit safer. I'm going to try and see if maybe I can go down to 10.5. I think I should be able to go down to 10.5. We'll kind of come down only at 500 feet a minute here. Get a little bit tighter to the valley to avoid some of this cloud and weather. Try and keep ourselves VFR. A little sketchy maybe coming through here, but we'll should have the visibility, so I'm not worried about it too much. And again, at 10,500, we'll be well clear of the Class Delta over at Eagle.
Also 12,500 feet, 5 miles south of Leadville. We will be transitioning to the area south to north. 12,500 feet, Leadville, Texas.
You hear some of our buddies doing the Leadville transition right now, like we did before. Yeah, so
and 114 whiskey pop, I do have you off my left.
I think we should be able to go here at 10.5 without any problems now.
And we got just a fish finder, but I have negative visual contact.
We got our buddies talking about fish finders, apparently. Just coming through a little bit of precip here, not really necessarily cloud, but we're still, and you can see we're very much maintaining VFR. Beautiful shot of the mountains right there. That's magnificent. Even more to our right. So the river kind of zigs to the right before then coming back to the left, so we'll kind of follow that. Actually, we probably won't follow that because there's that little bit of weather right here. So we're going to kind of cut. We should be above this range here, so we're going to cut to the left here a little bit so that we avoid this bit of weather so we can stay VFR and cut it a little bit closer over top of the Eagle County here. Altimeters are varying wildly in this area, so that's why I keep just hitting the cheat button to update it. Make sure that I'm at 10.5.
148 indicated back there.
I've got about 165 across the ground right now.
You can see the lead-in light for Eagle over here, so we know we're going in the right direction. But we gotta avoid this little bit of weather over here so that we can stay VFR. You can see it.
Correction, 175 across the ground.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all the ice stuff off except for the pitot heat stays on because we don't need it right now since we're not in visible moisture.
Well, how about that? I guess this thing might just be fast enough not to be in the way.
Gonna redraw the line just out of curiosity to rifle. Again, just as a reference. About 14 minutes out. 49 miles. Well, that's why the next rad wasn't showing, because I didn't have the detail on. I'm an idiot. Chat. Now the next rad is showing. Now you can see where all that weather was that we were kind of looking at. Now I feel dumb. Always do something dumb in one of these streams, chat. Never fails. There's Eagle. Right off the nose. Again, we're not landing there, and at 10.5 we are above the class Delta, so we do not have to worry about ATC communication. We'll fly through to the valley right here, just past Eagle, and that should lead us, the river should lead us all the way to Rifle. Give you guys the nice view of the livery. With a little bit of that cloud action and mountain action in the background. That's a beautiful picture right there. Back inside, pay attention to what we're doing. Might have a little bit of, what is this that we might have to come through here straight ahead? A little bit of, more scud, but I don't really want to descend any lower than the 10.5. In terms of, what do we got? Altitude-wise, yeah, some of that stuff is a little bit higher. Like 9, I see 9,400, so I really don't want to go down too much more. So might have to kind of just see if we can squeeze our way through whatever this is. Look, you're staring at us in front of us. Right over the delta here. But legally so. Delta only goes up to 9,100. We're at 10.5. There's the field right below us. My sim lagging away like it does. Man, I need a new computer. That's some brutal lag just there. Alright, let's see if we can dodge some of this stuff. Well, it looks like we can come a little bit to the right maybe to dodge some of this cloud cover here. And we're going to play a little bit of don't tell the feds right now. Captain Kevin! Thanks for coming in today, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, this computer I built in December of 2009 is when I built this computer, so it is definitely very much outdated and needing of upgrade, and you can tell by how badly it was lagging just there. So that kind of is what it is. I don't have the means to build a new computer right now, so you know, I have to deal with it as is, and we are potentially going to have to dive for the deck here to stay VFR. So the autopilot's coming off. I'm going to be mindful of the 9,100 feet for the delta. I think we're going to be pretty clear of the delta here in just a couple seconds anyway. We're going to dive for the deck. We're going to make sure we stay VFR here. I'm going to turn my flight director off. We're going to ignore the check here.
High less than 3.
Jersey Aviator, thank you, Joseph, for the 5 months. I appreciate you. Let's see if we can scud run our way the rest of the way here. Again, I should be just about clearing the Delta. I still got a few hundred feet to play with on the 9,100. Fly runway heading. Thanks for coming in today. Good morning. You are the center controller. Well, welcome. We probably aren't going to need you today, unfortunately, since we are doing some uncontrolled fields here. Unless anybody ends up flying into Eagle County, in which case, you know, that would be a different story. I just cleared the Delta of Eagle County. I am going to pretend that we're not flying through this cloud here as I dive for the deck. We're still VFR, right, chat? Right? This is a little bit sketchier than I was anticipating. But I think we're good here. Yeah, we'll come through it here, and now we can just kind of make sure we don't hit anything now that we're below. Look, we're VFR. It's perfectly fine, chat. I can see the ground. No problem. Look at that. Perfect. Right in the valley. Not exactly the kind of flying you would normally do in a turboprop like the M500, though. That's definitely a little bit on the sketchy side for this particular airplane. If I was in a Cessna 170 or, you know, a bush plane, it'd be a little different. But this is a, you know, I'm doing a buck 80 across the ground here at 8,200 feet through a valley with weather. A little sketchy. It's fun though. Visually it looks great. Fly runway heading. Again, I appreciate you being online. I don't know, like I said, how many club members, if any, are going to be landing at Eagle. But if they do, they'll use your services. I apologize. This is more or less an uncontrolled event, which is why we didn't really crest ATC. But I do appreciate you being online. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing of us on your radar scope. Probably looks kind of hilarious at some points here. And we always appreciate any kind of ATC that we have from our VATSIM controllers, especially within VAT USA. So thank you for stopping by the channel and doing the ATC thing that you do. Always appreciated. Yeah, I've been doing the streaming thing for a few years now. Started with X-Plane, and now we've got, you know, obviously MSFS here, and do a lot of my ATC streams as well. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have all my streams archived. I'm sure you will hear your own voice on a bunch of my different ATC streams over at Kennedy there, Captain Kevin. I'm sure you'll hear your voice plenty in some of those videos, so definitely want to make sure we don't hit these mountains here as we come through the... Again, this is not the kind of flying you would normally do in an M500. This is more like what we would do in the Bush League backcountry flying stuff when we're in the bush planes with the Bush hooligans over there at downwindsim.com. So Glenwood Springs Airport is going to be just in this little... You see this little offshoot here to the left. Another airport that I gave club members the opportunity to potentially go land at is Glenwood Springs off the left here. We're not going to stop that. Like I said, we're going... Oh, I'm overspeeding. Straight through to Rifle here, but you'll see it in the valley off our left. You'll eventually see the Glenwood Springs. Yeah, my YouTube channel goes by the same name as my Twitch channel if you want to look for my ATC streams, because like I said, you'll definitely hear your voice on some of those, I'm sure. So Glenwood Springs is somewhere tucked away in there. I don't know if we're going to actually physically see the airport, because that's the road. Yeah, I think the airport's like tucked away a little bit back in there. So that's another stop that club members could do. And a little bit of Red Rock. That's pretty. Not the situation you would particularly expect to be in a Meridian. M500, to be more specific. We're still losing our altitude here, but it's good. We got to get down eventually. Once we get closer to Rifle, which we should probably make a call. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie is about 5 miles to the east. Inbound for a full stop. We'll overfly the field and join a left downwind for runway 27, rifle. So we'll do it by the book here, and it should be left pattern for runway actually runway 26. I said runway 27. It's runway 26 according to this, so I already made a mistake there. Nice, very nice. It's not going to be in this here. It's going to be over here past this little range is where the field's going to be, I believe. Right? Or am I missing it? I don't think I'm missing it. Yeah, it's going to be around the corner here a little bit. And the field elevation is 5537. So 6600 would be the traffic pattern altitude. 6600. So we want to be at like 7600 to overfly the field. It's 78 right now, so we're actually looking good in that. So that's good. And is it right pattern? Am I reading this wrong? Let me read a little bit further here. Yeah, it is right traffic for runway 26. Sure enough, so we'll have to make right traffic. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie. We're about 3 miles to the east now. It's going to be overfly the field to join the right traffic for runway 26, rifle. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you catching me on my mistake. It's good to have friends in high places. Get it? High places, because we're flying a plane. I'll see myself out. I'll go out. I'll go see myself out the door here in a second when we're finished flying. It's terrible. Flew in and out of Eagle at the end of 2022. Yeah, it's I never got to fly an Eagle in real life, but I've done Telluride in real life. I've done Aspen in real life. I've done Sen Valley in real life. So definitely a lot of interesting mountainous approaches that I have done in real life. I have not done Eagle yet, though. That is one place I have not been yet. A lot of this stuff was done back like Telluride, Aspen, Sun Valley. I did all that when I flew charter back in the day, flying the Beach Jet. You can see the field right at our 12 o'clock through the little bit of haze we got here. So we'll overfly again at 7,500 or 7,600. We'll get into the traffic pattern. We'll do a full crosswind, downwind, all of that. We'll make sure we descend down to 6,600 to be at traffic pattern altitude. And then we'll fly a pattern and we'll do a full stop landing on runway 26. Did I have to get a type rating for the charter jet? So I got a SIC only type rating. So that was there was the limitation that I could only sit in the right seat. But I did get type rated on the Beach Jet. It's just an SIC only type, so it's not necessarily a full type. But it does get it is listed on my my certificate, and it does have the restriction for SIC only. I think the company wanted me to do that more for the... Well, for the Beach Jet, it is 2 crews, so I did need it technically. But I think it was a lot more for the insurance purposes. If we had to really kind of hash it out, it was probably more for the insurance purposes more than anything else. I'm losing altitude here that I don't want to lose. I want to be at 6,700 to start and then descend down to traffic pattern altitude. So let me correct this. Could also start losing some speed because it should probably be time to start configuring here soon. Also, if you guys want to start putting a landing rate prediction into the chat, you can do that. I've got Volanta running. Positive or negative number, I don't have a bot for that, so you do not need exclamation point predict. You can just put a positive or negative number of what you think my landing rate might be. And whoever gets the closest can enjoy their pride, because that's all you get when we win a landing rate guess is pride. Pride is a good thing, chat. Alright, we're going to go flaps 1. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie is overflying the field. We'll join the right closed traffic for runway 26, planning a full stop, rifle. I do have a bot, but only for certain things. It is not a, doesn't do exclamation point predict or any of that stuff, so you just have to put a positive or negative number. It all means the same. What you think my landing rate's going to be. Volanta will tell us the story when the time comes. You can see the field right below us. Someone's on the ground there. I don't think that's one of us. But, mix it up bot and actually engineer something for landing competition. Yeah, no, I don't have any particular bot. I just have like normal cloud bot for like the stream stuff, like bring up certain links and chats and everything. I don't know if it's cool that you have like a whole thing that you built there. I don't know if I necessarily need it per se for what I do usually on stream. But it is kind of neat how you have it set up. I have seen your bot configured before. Anyways, let's go ahead. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124, Mike Charlie, right crosswind, runway 26, rifle. We'll go ahead and put the gear down. So help us start to bleed off some of that airspeed, which we also need to now bleed off about 1,000 feet worth of altitude to get down a traffic pattern altitude. Turn our downwind. Second notch of flaps, and final notch of flaps. So we'll get fully configured here. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie is in the right downwind for runway 26, rifle. I'm on the correct frequency, so we're good there. 22.8 is the CTAF frequency for rifle. Still getting down to the 6600 for TPA, and then we can even kind of go below that, honestly, because we're going to keep the descent here going for the actual pattern itself. Oh, we're still got some room to cover before we're ready for the base leg. Still pretty firmly in the downwind here. A little bit further out than I want it to be, but this is alright. This is turboprop, so I just want to be careful. We do have some of our buddies that are going to come down the chute here soon. I'm going to focus up on the approach here, chat. You guys go ahead and get your last call in for the landing rate guesses. Last call for what you think my landing rate's going to be. Melvin Leroy, hello. Let me focus up here.
Rifle traffic, number 3 Romeo, about 10 miles east of field, overfly field. Alright.
You can see the landing light for one of our buddies starting to come a little bit closer here, so we'll go ahead, turn our base. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124, Mike Charlie, right base, runway 26, rifle. That's a beautiful sight right there, chat. Mountains, clouds, airport, base turn, fully configured. It's as good as it gets. Flight simulator right there. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie, turning final, runway 26 full, stop, rifle. Gears down, flaps full. Oh, I gotta turn this on manual, turn that on before I forget. Everything else should be properly set. Should have done that a lot sooner, but we remembered just in the nick of time. Let's see if we can get a good landing out of this thing. Tip below, I got the runway made. This thing likes to float, so we'll let it float. Oh yeah. Get a little beta going. Rifle traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie, clear of runway 26 at Rifle. Let's note the time, it's 52, so 13:52 is going to be the time I put for my attendance this morning. For the Flying Club, I have marked myself for attendance. We are going to just, I don't know where the FBO would be here, to be honest, chat, because I've never really been here before in real life. I'm just going to assume it's over here. This scenery has no buildings or anything. Damn, that's not one of the better Microsoft Flight Sim sceneries. And that is okay. We'll just go ahead and pretend that this is a ramp spot for us, and we'll just park it up right in here. We'll go all the way to the end. I should probably ring the flaps up. Do some of that stuff. You know, a little after landing checklist maybe. We'll do all that when we get parked up though. We'll call that our parking spot right there. That seems fine.
Rifle traffic.
Alright, so I need to come out of beta. This is going to go off, 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 off. Let's see. This comes off, this comes off, off, off. This goes back to this. We gotta wait a couple minutes for the engine to get their time before we completely pull it out. Yeah, you can add me on Volanta. I should be on there also as Jet Pilot Cinnamon. I'm very consistent. What is my landing rate? Let's see. Volanta says minus 110. I thought it was a lot better than that, chat. Come on. Thought it was way better. Look at the, it's exactly 1G landing though, so that part is good. Minus 110. 72 knots. 1G. Perfectly 1G. So that part was good. Let's see. Who is closest to 110? I see a 118. That's going to be the winner right there. Easy peasy. Good job, Melvin Leroy. Nice guess. You were definitely the closest of those that guessed. Very nice, very nice. We can now kill the engine. It's been 2 minutes. We can go ahead and kill the avionics.
Traffic, Great Romeo, right down.
We'll go ahead and throw on some chocks, some propeller covers, some pitot covers, some cones just for shits and gigs, and we'll open the cabin door. We'll turn the nav light off, and the, oh god, oh crap. Turn the volume down because there's always that freaking glitch where anytime there's an aircraft that's got a jet running on the ground, it sounds like it's the loudest thing in the absolute freaking world. Boom. Welcome to Rifle. Man, this livery is so awesome.
Come fly with me, let's fly, let's fly.
Sparker and VR, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Rifle traffic, 3 Romeo. Right
Yeah, once Zach is completely finished with the interior part of this livery, it will be made available to the Virtua USA Flying Club. See, one of our buddies is overflying the field here. Look at that. So yeah, this livery will eventually become available to other Flying Club members once Zach finishes the interior portion of it, since he just gave me the exterior portion of it for now. Look at that, with the mountains, a little bit of clouds and snow in the mountains. That's as beautiful as it's going to get in this sim. For a Sunday morning in the mountains, I appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. That's going to do it for me in terms of the streaming this morning. I still got to finish running the event for the club, of course, and do all of the administrative stuff that I have to do on that end, especially since there is a giveaway. You know what's great is that we have our good friend Jeffrey B. Just starting his stream and is going to be live in 2 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy a little bit of time so we can raid him pretty much as soon as his stream starts. And he is going to be doing exactly what we just did. He's going to be flying out of Salida and coming into Rifle for the Flying Club event this morning. So it's perfect. I finish up. He's just getting started. You guys get to watch it all over again from a different perspective, from a different streamer. How about that? But I gotta buy a little bit of time because the stream starts in 1:33. It looks like. So I just gotta buy a little bit of time, and then we'll get a raid going over to the Jeffrey B stream. Let's talk about some important dates then while we have you guys, at least for the Flying Club and potentially for more streams for myself. I am off work until Friday, so I gotta imagine at some point, whether it's tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, there's going to be a stream on one of those days at least, maybe more than one. Most likely an ATC stream. I'm most likely going to do either a Kennedy Tower or New York Approach stream sometime this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I haven't decided yet. Maybe not Thursday because I have a Flying Club meeting on Thursday. But let's see. We've also got a Flying Club event for sure on May 22nd that I'm going to be a part of. There's a Flying Club event on the 11th that I'll probably be a part of. I'm going to be in training for my real-world stuff for current training on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So I won't be around then. And then in June, we're still hoping for June 15th for the Virtue USA Flying Club Air Show. My bid for June opens up on Wednesday. I'm going to be putting my bid in. So hopefully I'll know by May 10th. Friday, May 10th is when I should find out my June schedule, and hopefully then we'll be able to confirm finally June 15th as the day for the Virtue USA Flying Club Air Show instead of having it as a tentative date. So those are just a couple of the potential things that are coming up. Again, look for me either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday most likely to do some kind of ATC stream. Jeffrey's got his stream going, chat, so this is where I say thanks for coming in today. Have a great rest of your day. Morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Look at that view. Alright, look at that. That's gorgeous. Let me start this raid. And let's see. Come on. What am I doing here? Here we go. We are going to raid. Nope. That's not what I asked for. This is what I asked for. Boom. See you guys.
X-ray Victor, rig downwind now, midfield, at a Rifle, full stop.